It's a blessing to welcome on one of the quickest rising players in college basketball, Orlando Robinson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Well, this has been a wild year for a lot of people, but so far you guys got one game in. You guys have dealt with some COVID stuff, waiting to get back on the court now. But I just want to focus on that first game. You're back on the court a little bit. Take us through what it was like to get back out there.
It felt good. It's been so long since we played, and it was a great experience. I missed it. So even though there's no fans or anything, just going down and competing at my level felt really good.
Now, your team has dealt with a lot of different COVID stuff. I think a lot of colleges kind of expecting each team will deal with it in some capacity. Hopefully, it's getting done with now. But how is the team getting healthy, and how are you guys getting ready now to get back on the court eventually?
Well, we're taking it day by day. Each day we are working towards getting back to 100%, but it's not gonna happen overnight. So we gonna ease into it, do what our trainers tell us to do, so we can come back healthy and 100%.
Without a doubt. Now, we're going to get more into the season in a little bit, but I kind of want to get people to know you a little bit better because we're seeing you now as a guy that has NBA pro potential either at this year or in the near future. So I kind of want people to get to know you a little bit better. Let's kind of go back to high school. You're from Nevada, Vegas, and you ultimately choose to go through your college recruitment, have a lot of offers, but kind of take us through your high school career.
I would describe my high school career as, well, not not that elite, but
Mhm.
it was a process. I went to Centennial High School in Vegas for 3 years, and then I went to California to Cathedral, because I thought I saw it as a better opportunity, and my coaches, my AAU coaches, and my family thought it was a better opportunity as well. So I took that chance, and I went out to California with Coach Middlebrooks at Cathedral, and it was very life changing, I would say, and it's helped me grow as a person, a student, and an athlete. So I would say that that was a very big change for me, and it heightened my basketball persona
Mhm.
like dramatically. So it was very nice.
I've talked to a lot of people and know a lot of people in Vegas, and we know that each year they're getting bigger and bigger platform for basketball. 5 years ago it was super small, and now a lot of different stuff's been moving out there. If you could have been maybe a couple years later on, you could have been at the new place where you have school like where Jalen Hardy's playing at. You have Bishop Gorman still dominating, all this more bigger spotlight. Do you think you could have got more attention in Vegas playing today?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, as time goes by, like you said, it only gets better with like the exposure and all the different ways that people get recruited. So, yeah, but everybody has their path. Everybody has their process. So,
Now you're going through this recruiting process, and I know you have quite a few offers on the table. There also was some interest from other bigger schools as well. But ultimately, you choose Fresno State. What went that decision? Why are they the school you ultimately chose?
I chose Fresno State because just the commitment they showed to me and how they were going to implement me into like their team. They showed me different things like how I would impact their team and how I would lead the team and how I would play so with the team that year. So that was really big, important for me to play the first year, and I trusted them. I trusted them with a lot of different things, and my coaches trusted them, my family trusted them, and it was a lot of like it was a good relationship that I had with them, and it kind of separated the things that they did separated themselves from the other schools that were recruiting me, and I felt that the but Fresno State was the best place for me. So I trusted it, and I still believe it's still the best place for me. I'm glad I made the decision when I did.
I'm a big advocate that rankings obviously don't matter. They don't really project anyone's true career future, and you're another big example of that. I think 247 had you at 365 or something like that. And now we're looking at you and you're dominating college basketball. You had a huge freshman year, and I mentioned that people are starting to rumor NBA potential now in the future for you. Take us through that though. When you see yourself not getting the credit you deserve, was that something that kind of put a chip on your shoulder? How would you react to being kind of slept on to a degree?
Um, it's very humbling
Mhm.
because it's all around the country. Kids are playing basketball, teams are growing up, and it's just it's when people rank you low, it's like okay, well, there's different ways that I personally saw that. Like when I saw that on 24/7, I was like, okay, they think 365 players are better than me. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove that I'm one of the top players in this country, if not the best. That's in my personal standpoint.
Mhm.
But once I saw that, it was just like, well, I haven't made a name for myself, so I got to keep working. And once you see things like that, like you don't get satisfied. And I'm not a type of person to be satisfied with anything but the utmost great. So once I saw that, I definitely had a chip on my shoulder. I definitely wanted to continue to strive to be one of the best players in America, but it wasn't really my goal. It's not like the thing that I want to be number one in the country because
Mhm.
I have so much other more aspirational goals than just being number one in the country. I want to make an impact in the NBA and be one of the best players to play in my era.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely had a chip on my shoulder when I saw my rankings and my offers and all that when I didn't have any. I definitely had a chip on my shoulder. I still do.
Mhm.
So
As you mentioned, ultimately your goal is the NBA. I think that's any basketball player's dream. They want to be in the NBA. But 1 year ago,
mhm.
before you started freshman season, clearly no one was going to have you in mock drafts. No one was going to rumor you there yet. But you personally, did you see yourself becoming an NBA player and potentially even being drafted by the end of your sophomore, freshman kind of seasons?
Yeah, I mean, last year we didn't have that hot of a season. We lost a lot of games that we could have won, and I was going to take that whole entire summer and work on my weaknesses so I can come back on my sophomore year and like make a dent and make my point, prove my dominance. And due to COVID and everything like that, it kind of limited how much I was able to get in the gym, get in the weight room, work on the things I know I need to work on. And I was going to make that jump this year, but I just gotta I just gotta keep going, and I just gotta keep getting better every day so I can make this jump in this time. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
But I do plan on getting to the NBA. It's one of my many goals in life. I plan on doing it too.
So you walk into your freshman season, and you're a freshman, obviously. You start all 30 games, only got your entire team to do that. You lead your team in a lot of different stat categories, average over 12 a game, over 6 rebounds, nearly 7 rebounds, almost a little over a block as well. How are you able to come in so confident and be able to become that productive that early on in your career?
Well, when I got there in the summer, I saw that I wasn't the best
Mhm.
player. So it kind of motivated me to get stronger in the time that we did have. So that means like running the track and lifting weights consistently almost every day that I can, training more than just working harder than everybody. And the confidence, like one of my favorite players is Kobe Bryant.
Mhm.
Listening to him talk about how his work ethic changes how he thought and his confidence and everything. I applied that to myself, and I saw that in myself before I heard that of what he said. And just knowing that you did everything possible to prepare yourself to play just gives you that confidence. Like there's nothing else that I need to worry about.
Mhm.
There's no doubts because I know I put in the work, I grinded, I prepared for this. So now it's time for me to show what I got. So that's where the confidence came from me because I know I was working harder than everybody on the team. So,
And your overall numbers from the last year obviously were great, but you personally, when did you start feeling like you started settling down and really felt confident that you could really do whatever you need on the court?
mm, you know what? I cannot put a specific date on it. Just like when I saw myself like really being an impact on the team, is that's when I really like understood like, okay, it's time now that I know like my position on the team. I'm not worried about like playing time. I'm in here. I'm doing what I need to do. This is what I need to do to win. Like once I figured, I don't know when I figured that out, but I'm pretty sure like it was relatively like in the beginning of the season, like when I really started playing and starting and producing, that's when I really figured out that I was like somebody that needed to be in the game. And, you know.
Now we already talked about that being unranked, being a lower ranked player that ultimately has the goals of playing NBA. And there's a former player that played at your school and Paul George that has the same exact storyline that people always talk about. And you were able to come close to breaking a lot of his records as a freshman as well last year. Just knowing that you kind of have the blueprint, there's kind of the player and the figure from your school history that's done what you ultimately want to do. How much does that inspire you and kind of motivate you to work to become something like what Paul George has become?
Well, it's definitely nice to see somebody come up from the same situation I have. And I would say that it's very, just to like get to the position and be better than what he was. Very competitive. I have a very, very competitive mindset. I was trying to beat a lot of his records last year. But yeah, it's great. Paul George is obviously a great player in the league now. And I look forward to playing against him soon.
There was an interview that you were conducted, I think after the game one time, and they asked you about who's someone that you look up to, who's someone you admire, and you said no one against all those. What gives you that mindset? I know you talk on that too, that you always like going against people. You want to give credit to them because you know you might be playing them someday. What kind of gave you that mindset?
Well, you said you're a believer in Christ, so I believe that I can't idolize people like too much. So like when people say like who are your idols, I don't really say like I idolize them or anything, but like the people that I recognize are like the people who work hard or the people who came up before me who are great players. And now that now that I'm going into this, now that I'm able to get to the highest level, I don't want to idolize them or like, oh, like, because I'll respect them as I respect most. And then I'll just try to compete because that's what I love to do. I love competing against people who are better than me and then becoming better than them. And then just that constant grind and that constant like competitiveness is just what keeps me going as a person. So
And we
yeah.
keep talking about this ultimate goal for you. We know NBA, and today was updated a few different mock drafts today. You're in a few of those, some of them as high as 37. I know as a player, sometimes can get exciting. You know that it's your dream. You're getting closer and closer each day to that. But how do you balance that? How do you still keep working your game, focusing on college, while still knowing that NBA is the goal for you?
Well, like I mean, that goes back to what you said about the 24/7 ranking. I mean, mock draft is great. Me being in the high 30s, but I try not to think about it. Like I see it, I'm like, okay, I see that's where I'm at. It's nice. I could be better.
Mm-hmm.
I could be. It doesn't even matter if I was number one. I'd look at that and I'd be like, okay, time to keep going because, like I said, plenty of times in this interview already, like the NBA is not my final goal. Most people get stuck on that. Like when they get to the NBA, oh, I made it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's not nothing for me. It's like, okay, I'm here now. So it's just like I see these things, I see these rankings, I see these mock drafts, and I just keep going because it's not over yet. And I know like my career is going to be long and strenuous. I don't have a big ego, so yeah.
You have about a year until the end of this year where you can make that decision. But when will you know that you're ready for the NBA? What do you need to add to your game, improve on, to make you feel confident that you can go to the NBA and get drafted?
Oh, my strength, speed, agility, jumping ability, my defense on the perimeter, and 3-point ability, being able to uh, pick and roll effectively, pick and pop,
Mhm.
play off my teammates, rebound. A lot. I have a lot to work on. I mean, I'm good at a couple of those things, but good is not going to be able to cut it in the league. So I need to be great and excellent at a lot of different things that I just mentioned so I can stand out rather than just fit in.
Mhm.
So Yeah.
And when we talk about you fitting into the NBA at some point, you do have that kind of modern day big man game to yourself. You're a big guy that can space out. We've seen you space out, shoot the three a few times last year. You're a guy that can also go down low. You have a lot of moves, also pretty good shot blocker. How do you see yourself translating to the NBA? How do you see yourself panning out when that time does come?
When the time comes, I don't know. I'm gonna make it happen, but I don't know what the future brings. I hope it's me being able to play with my team early on, being able to be a key role in that team. I know not every rookie gets the chance like Zion or John Morant does, but I look forward to being a big part of my team or to just to help them win, because I know it's not overnight thing. You don't just get opportunities out of the blue to play in the league. But if you're well deserving, I think you should. But I plan on helping my team, and if not, then I'm just going to work until I can help my team win effectively. So if I get to the NBA and I'm not at that level, then I'm just going to take my time, do my work, and I'm going to build up. I'm going to get to the top eventually. That's my mindset. That's what I hope so in the future. That's what I hope for in the future.
My final NBA related question for you is, if I'm an NBA GM, I ask you what we bring to my team as a rookie, but also the future, how would you answer that?
What would I bring to the team? Well, my competitive spirit. I wouldn't say my leadership, not yet, but I am a leader and I plan on leading teams. But everybody has to play their role. Everybody has to do their thing. Energy, I would say, that's a good question. But I would just bring my all in everything that has to do 100% every day to get better and to make the team better and to win, be the best player I can be for the team.
Now, in terms of your height, there's a lot of different sites that have you at different heights. Some have you at 6'10", so one or two has 6'11", and a few of them also have 7 foot. Where exactly is your height at?
I think I'm 6'10", like without shoes.
Mm-hmm.
6'9", 6'9.5" without shoes. 6'10", 6'11" with like some Nikes on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, when I'm playing, I'm 6'11" because I got shoes on. So, but yeah, there's been some confusion. It's actually a joke around school, around my team. Like on our first game, when the announcer said it, right at the 7 foot sophomore, everybody was looking at me. I was just like, 7 foot. But yeah, I'm like 6'10", 6'11". Probably gonna get to 7 foot eventually. I'm gonna watch out.
So do you feel like you're still growing some?
Yeah. We don't stop growing till we're 22.
Mm-hmm.
We, as in men. So we get there.
And you mentioned the leadership aspect is something you want to work on, and I know that's a role that coaches talk to you about in the media. That you are a guy that he kind of sees you as being the leader of the team this year, the guy that steps up and leads this team both production-wise in the locker room. How have you taken on this role so far?
Just coming together with my teammates as much as I can, talking to them, trying to lead by example, and then lead with my words after. Because it's important that you do everything in your power to do it the right way so that they follow in your footsteps. I've been doing that. I've been listening to Coach Hud, like figuring out when to say something to my teammates and when not to. It's a big thing. And just trying to be the best player and just inspire my teammates to be better and do things that winners do is the best leadership advice I can give myself. And just lead by example first off. And then as they see you lead, then they'll follow.
You mentioned trust is the reason you chose Coach Hutt in this program. How's your bond though grown? Now you had a freshman year in the books, it's off season, the first game of your second sophomore season now is in the books. How's your relationship grown with Coach Hutt?
It's grown tremendously. I mean, Coach Hud and me and Coach Hud talk a lot. We talk a lot about my future. We talk about now. We talk about my past. We talk about a lot of things. And me and him have grown to be very close, and our relationship is strong. And I'm pretty sure that our relationship will continue to be strong over the years. So, I mean, we talk all the time, and yeah, he wants the best for me, and I want the best for the team and for him. So.
And you're playing in a conference that might not be regarded as a high major, but personally, I think this is either the number one or two best mid-major conferences that really is not much of a drop-off. When you look at the teams, San Diego State's one of the best out there once again. UNLV is good. You got Nevada in there. You guys. I mean, this list just goes on of big-time teams in this conference. What's like battling out there in the Mountain West?
Um, well, last year it was very challenging, but I look forward to playing against some of my old teammates at different schools in the Mountain West. So we have friends like Nick Blake and Amari Moore.
Mhm.
Amari plays at San Jose. Nick plays at UNLV. But I look forward to playing against them. I know they're really good players, and I look forward to the competition. And I gotta make up for some losses that I had last year. So I look forward to competing against them and proving a point.
You put in a list already, the preseason first team for the conference, and there's a lot of big time players that alongside with those guys. When you look at this conference, you see Matt Mitchell, Jordan Shackle put up a big time game last night. All these big time guys in your conference. Where do you personally see yourself rank up amongst them?
I mean, I'm definitely up there, but like I said, the rankings really don't matter. It's what you go out there and do. So when I saw those preseason rankings about everybody, I looked at them. I was like, okay, that's where they see them. I see myself up there, but it's obvious that others do not. So it's my job to go out there and show them what's what. Show them what's good. Show them where I really am with everything. Are you right or am I? That's where I go with it.
You're currently sitting at 1-0. You had 16 points, 10 rebounds, a block, 2 steals, and only 23 minutes to pretty much a blowout win that first game. But going forward now, where do you see yourself numbers at? Where do you think you can average for the rest of the season?
Well, I plan on averaging a double double or close to it. Double double, probably like 18, 10, 20, 10. That's where I'm trying to push myself to get to. Assist wise, probably average like 3 or 2. Blocks, I'm shooting for 2. Steals, shooting for 1. That's in a perfect world, but around that, I'm trying to just be dominant every game. On the boards and in the paint, being able to play off my teammates and win. So that's my perfect stat line, you know. So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm striving for.
The thing that separates a lot of big men is that some guys decide to go out there and master one thing, whether it be lobs, pick and roll kind of situations, just become a great shot blocker. You're known as more of a do-it-all. We mentioned all the aspects you bring to the court when you're playing. How have you learned to be able to work on all different parts of your game to really become that do-it-all center?
Well, it's repetition. I mean, it's a lot of just understanding like different ways you can impact the game, and just trying to get in the gym as much as possible and work on the different things that you feel that are your strengths and weaknesses. Because like I say that I just was great at um, facing up and shooting the jump shot. Then I wouldn't be as strong as like if I was a back down guy. Then I wouldn't be as good backing down because I'm all face up. So like when I work out and when I shoot around and when I do my shots and everything by myself, like I just kind of work on all different aspects of my game. Maybe one day I'll work on like back down moves, back down hooks. I shoot like 200 hooks like that week. And then when I see something else, I need to work on my shooting. I need to work on my form. I need to work on this. I need to work on that. I just spend like a specific amount of time on that and get it to the point where it's just like smooth. It's just like I'm in rhythm with everything that I do offensively and defensively, like footwork, ladder, all. I just take it upon myself to work on the things that I feel that I need to work on, strengths or weaknesses, to make them all strengths and just to make my strengths exceedingly good.
Absolutely. Now, last year, as you mentioned, wasn't maybe the best win-loss record, 11 wins, 19 losses. I mentioned 1-0 this year, though, but you're in the locker room from last year to this year. What's the biggest differences you see, and how well do you think this team can produce this upcoming season?
The biggest thing I've seen is we all want to win. We all got to do the things that we need to do to win. But since this is a very new, diverse team and there's only a couple of returners, it's hard for us to, implement what we did last year and how we experienced our experiences to the new guys, which there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we all want to win. There's only a couple of us that remember last year and what we experienced, and I see like the hunger for everybody for them to prove themselves and establish themselves on the team, and that's been like a big thing for us because everybody's trying to find their part, play their part, do what they're supposed to do on the floor, and that's like been a main focus for us. So hopefully, when we get back to the swing of things and the start of the season, when we start playing and everything, we can get back into that flow. And then once we get established and everything, then we will be able to compete at the highest level, at a high level. So.
And when you have a young team like you have, and a lot of these new guys coming in, it's nice to get that chemistry, as you mentioned. And now COVID is not going to make it any easier, missing out on all these games. You're going to pretty much head into, I think you guys might have one game before conference play, or you guys might even just go right into conference play. How do you guys plan to be able to get together and just get right into things quickly?
Well, we're all hoopers.
Mm-hmm.
We all do this, and we're all doing it for a reason. So, I mean, nobody's just trying to go out there and just suck. Like, we all are trying to play. We're all trying to compete. So it's my job as a leader to inspire my teammates to do what they're supposed to do, like do everything they're supposed to do, like to get back into our competing, because we're not at that competing level, not yet, because of all these things we had to endure. So since we're behind the eight ball, we need to come together as a team and just say we just need to sit down and be like, all right, we're going to do this right now. We're going to do everything. We're going to work out. We're going to get back to it. We're going to get this play right. We're going to do everything the right way. And then as that adds up and as we all do that together, then in the short time that we have, we're going to be all right. So.
Absolutely. Well, a few more things before I let you go. One of which is your Instagram bio. You have a long quote in there. Take us through that and why that's in there and what that means to you.
I made that poem when I was in high school. I just thought of it, and I just wanted to. Just have it there as a reminder for myself because I know that it's gonna be a long road for me. So I always say this thing like God built me to last, and I just say that to myself sometimes when I'm tired or I don't feel like doing something or like I'm working out really hard and my body hurts and I want to complain, but I'm just like, nope, God built me to last. I'm gonna be all right. So I just keep that in my mind at all times. That poem is just like a poem of strength, and I just thought about it. I just thought of it and I just wrote it down, and then I just put it in my Instagram bio so I can remember it always.
It leads me into one of the last things I want to wrap up with, and that's in regards to faith. And you kind of mentioned God a little bit earlier. Let's talk about your relationship with God. How has He helped get you to the point you're at today?
Oh, God works in mysterious ways. I mean, I pray a lot for my health and my family and I pray like for my own physical, mental awareness and self awareness. So he's been really important for me. God, all glory to God for everything that I have and whatever the blessings that he continues to give me is all to him. So I commend him and everything that he does for me and my family. So I owe a lot to God. God's a big part of everything that I do.
Where would you say is the biggest thing you've seen God show up in your life so far?
I would say mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like everything going on with COVID and just being a student athlete and everything that I've had to endure as myself.
Mm-hmm.
Me praying to God and me having Him by my side, helping me through this, helping me handle all the things that I've done. It's really, it's really been helpful. And me having a sound mind, I feel that it's all towards Him because I pray and I talk to Him about it at all times. So it's something that He really helps me out with.
Without a doubt. My final thing I was like wrapping up with everyone talking about is like your legacy. And I think all guys want to remember for something. So when you are done playing basketball someday, what do you ultimately want to be remembered for? What do you want your legacy to be for what you achieve both on and off the court?
Just a guy very ambitious and hardworking and went after what he wanted to do. And even after basketball, I have other plans and other goals that I want to do for my family and for people all across the world. So after basketball, I just want to be remembered as a guy who was great and who did great things and was a great basketball player and who impacted the game in a way that nobody has done before. So that's what I look forward to.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. And I look forward to see what God got next for you.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Of course, you always welcome on, man. God bless.
God bless you.